What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, in today's video, we're going over Polygon Matic, as I do believe is preparing for a very big move, and I of course want you all to be as prepared as possible. So with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into today's video. Now, looking at Polygon Matic, of course we are still seeing a bit of a retracement from this strong push to the upside that we saw over the last couple months, from about July into the middle of August. Now, this was of course due to the Disney news, and since then things have just consistently been getting better and better fundamentally for Polygon Matic. Of course, we know that Instagram launched NFTs on them, Adidas launched with them, we saw Robinhood just launch their first partnership with them. I mean, Polygon Matic is proving, in my opinion, to be of the best altcoins out there. Now, after this big move has happened, of course, we have again went into a bit of a retracement, as it has kind of fallen back in line with the rest of the market. You know, the rest of the market wasn't really pumping here. Matic started to see some growth, but it did eventually need to fall back in line with the rest of crypto. Now, whenever we see a move of this nature, right, we see an uptrend, we see a bit of a pull to the downside here. It gives us a very clear picture of how this is going to likely play out and how we can make some trades off of it. Now, whenever we start to look at this thing, it's very simple as saying there's a support and there's a resistance. How do we play both sides? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out both examples of what to look for on the breakout to the upside and on the breakout to the downside to show exactly how I would be looking to make gains no matter if Matic breaks up or breaks down. So of course, let's start with the bullish scenario. Now, looking at Matic, this is generally considered a bullish structure. Whenever you are in an ascending pattern with a descending retracement, you will usually continue your ascending pattern. That's just what normally happens. Now, not only that though, if we do look at our RSI, we are getting strong drives of bullish divergence in which the price is consistently setting these lower lows, right? We can see from, let's just do this. From most recent macro low to here, higher low. Looking at the RSI though, we have set the lower low back to reset all the way back towards the 30 level on the daily chart. So this is almost a full daily RSI reset, which is a beautiful case of bullish divergence. Now, obviously, if we do get one more little drive, I do think that would be best case scenario, honestly. Maybe one more pull towards the 59, towards the 69 to 65 area on the price. But obviously that does not need to happen, as we are already seeing some bullish divergence. So when you start to see bullish divergence of that nature forming while you are in a bullish pattern, one can just assume that it is most likely that we will see a break to the upside. So what I'm going to be looking for Polygon Matic is I'm going to be looking for two things. First and foremost, I want to see the breaking above this key level of resistance first and foremost. Now, the second thing I need to see is the clearing of the most recent high within the descending wedge. So what that looks like currently is sitting right around this 94-cent level. This is our barrier. And what typically will happen is that once we will get a break to the upside, we will usually go straight up to retest that previous point of resistance. And sometimes we'll run into resistance at it and continue back down. But other times when we're actually looking at strong growth to the upside, what will happen is we may get rejected, break above it, hold it as support, and then really continue. And once you break that most recent level of resistance, that is a key identifier of when you are most likely to really start to see momentum to the top side. So currently speaking, I'm looking for the break of 93 cents before I do start getting extremely aggressive with my purchases. Now, if Polygon Matic does make a move of this nature, right, where we see that bounce happen, we establish resistance here, and then we pull back and then break out, then I'm just simply looking for that most recent high to get broken. It's simply the last time that we established a key strong level of resistance on this line that is going to serve as your breakout target. That's the point that we need to get above, and once we get above it, then we're really in a position to see some strong growth to the upside. Remember, I think that we are in a possible, continuation, maybe even the start of a 5 wave to the top side here, in which we very well may have just put in 1, coming back for the 2 reset, and then really starting to continue into 3, and of course 4, 5 later into the future. But this may just be the beginning of a strong macro move for Matic. Now, some people may ask, well, why would that happen? Well, again, you got to understand, Polygon Matic has, in my opinion, made the most progress throughout this bear market in terms of growing their overall ecosystem and their partnerships and contributing towards mass adoption. And I genuinely do believe that Matic is going to be top 3 to top 4 cryptos by the end of the next bull market. And so it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever to start to see that move happening before even some of our other ones are capable of seeing it. Now, in terms of the downside. Well, what happens if we start to continue towards this 60 level? Because the 60 level is when things get really, really interesting. Now, before we do get into that, I do want to let you all know that if you do use the sign up link down below, you will get $15 completely for free as a USDT futures trading bonus over on BitGet. Now, not only will you get $15 completely for free, you will get 10% back on your deposit up to the first $1,000 you deposit. What this means is that if you deposit $1,000, you will get $100 back as another futures trading bonus that you can do whatever you like with. So make sure you go down to the link down below. Check out BitGet. They're the best exchange in the world, in my opinion, and this is the best sign up and deposit offer that there is out there right now. And so make sure you don't miss out on that. But let's go back to this and talk about what I'm expecting to the downside. Well, I'm actually not expecting much from the downside, if I'm going to be very honest. I know there is a possibility of us breaking straight down. Yeah, that could happen, but I don't see it happening while we're above 60. What we can see here is that the 60 level was the door for us. We ran into it a couple times. You know, we bounced up to it, we came back down, we put in this atom, then we put in this Eve here, pattern, and then once we were capable of breaking it, boom, I mean, we really saw growth once we surpassed this level. Now, you could look at it as an Adam and Eve pattern, you could look at it as a cup and handle pattern, whatever you want to call it. This was a major level of resistance, and this will typically act as a major level of support. Now, whenever we clear strong levels of resistance like this, it's not out of the ordinary for us to come back and retest it. And so for that reason, as long as we are above this previous point, I am expecting some type of push to the upside, even to the point that for my long-term portfolio, if we start coming towards this 60 to 65 cent area, I actually may do some dollar cost averaging, expecting some type of bounce off this zone. Now, not only is it just a key zone of significance from this previous resistance establishment, but we can also see, right? Let's just get our Fibonacci's out right here and see what this looks like. Well, if we do our swing high to swing low, or swing low to swing high, look what this is. This is the exact level of our 618 to 786 macro Fibonacci box, which is the usual point in which we will see some type of more macro bounce to the upside. So not only do we have this previous point of resistance serving as what should be support, but we have this zone of support and resistance, the 618 to 786 box, which again will usually allow us to see a strong bounce off of it. Considering the fact that there are these two strong points of support here, I don't think we're going to just crash straight down through this level. And so for that reason, I'm going to say I'm not opening up any short trades whatsoever on Matic right now, unless we are to lose 60 cents. At that point, I would start shorting it towards the 50 to 47 cent area back down here. But of course, I would update you guys way prior to that happening. Just make sure you turn on notifications. So right now, the setup for me is looking for the breakout of resistance and then looking for us to clear the most recent high on that wedge. Once we do that, Matic is very likely in a strong swing to the upside, and there are many gains to be made from that point forward, at least in my opinion. But until that happens, I'm not going to be doing any crazy buying, maybe just some dollar cost averaging as we do approach this key level of support. And again, in terms of short trades, I will not be opening any while we are above 60 cents, because the likelihood of us bouncing off of this zone is very, very high. So with that said, that's going to be about it for today's setup on Matic. Of course, I hope you guys do enjoy these quick and easy updates. If you do, you can always let me know simply by smashing the like button so more people see this video, and subscribing to the channel to show that you do enjoy my content. Now, again, don't forget you can get $115 completely for free with the link in the description and the comment section down below. So don't miss out on that. And with that said, I hope you guys did enjoy one more time, and I will see you all next time. Peace.